Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Expert Suck Sports Betting Podcast. I am Mike Day, and I am joined on Thursdays by Brad Thurman. What's up, Brad? Must be the football episode.
Must be the football episode. Sorry, I left you hanging last week, but we are back.
Welcome back. Yeah, and there wasn't any lack of effort on your part. It was just one of those circumstances that, hey, we all got to work. We all got to do a job.
I was in the air at the time, and last time I checked, you cannot live stream from an
I imagine it's very difficult, even if like you have the United Airlines or Southwest Wi-Fi. I don't think they let you do that. So
no, they don't. But we're back this week.
we are lot
Another,
lot to talk about, lot
yeah,
to feel good about. Let me do the quick intro for anybody that's joining us for the very first time. We are the Expert Suck Sports Betting Podcast, and me and Brad started this last season. And what we do is we created a consensus of the experts' picks in college and pro football games. We got to pick 6 games against the spread, and what we did is we set a criteria of 65% or more of the consensus of experts have to be on one side of a game. And then a minimum of 75 experts need to be picking within that game. And then we take the opposite. And yeah, and we're going to get into it pretty quick, but we're doing pretty good. I think we're doing a little bit better than we did last year.
uh, a lot better. And last year was a success. So if last year was a success, I think we're actually on to something now.
Yeah. And we are on YouTube streaming. I do download the audio and upload this to Spotify. So, Spotify listeners, when you go back and listen to us, sorry for any of the visual and video that you don't get to see while we are talking, because we will have slides and such as we get into last week's games review and then this week's picks.
Yep.
So, yeah, and that's what we do. Um, yeah, anything you want to add, Brad, before we get into the review?
Well, just again, like we are we are on a roll. Like we were doing really well before our worst week, and our worst week of the year so far has been 2-4,
Yeah.
which still is amazing if that's the worst week we've had so far. But ever since that week, I don't know if you've looked at our stats, but the worst we have done is 4-2, and we've had like 3 5-1 weeks
Yeah, I think we
in
went
the last five or 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think we went 4-2, 5-1, 5-1, 4-2, 5-1.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Just
and you and I both, and you do it very well, but you and I both talk about how difficult this actually is, because for those of you that haven't heard us before, to fit that criteria, we don't get all the full slate of college games and NFL games to pick from. Only about a third
yeah,
of the total of games fall under our criteria, meaning we get at most 25 or 26 games to pick from that meet our criteria. And then we got to find 6 out of those.
well, and we don't talk about this enough, but even of those, let's just say an average of 25, how many of those games do we actually have to choose from? Because you and I both just toss out several right away. So really, we have 8
Yeah.
to 10 to 12 maybe that we're like feeling okay about. So
Yeah.
that,
And just okay. Like, okay. We were
yeah,
like, okay, I guess we'll throw that in there.
yes, we'll go with this one. So it's not like we're like this is the lock of the week, lock it in and bet your house on it.
Yeah. I don't think we have any of those.
Especially this week, we definitely don't have any of those. But I think, and you'll go into it, or we'll go into it. But 22 games this week is all,
Yeah.
and it's not even 22. Like we were struggling to come up with 6.
It was
So
like 6 or 7 that we were like, okay, I guess.
yeah, and even as I look at it, like I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but there's a few where I'm like, I actually want to bet on the
On the other side.
on the other side, which is blasphemy. We shouldn't be doing that, but holy cow, this week was. I don't want to sit here complain every week that we're screwed every week, but this week was definitely one of those where it felt like, holy,
Yeah.
this
Yep.
is tough.
Well, and especially with our record, it's hard for us to say, "Oh, yeah, we're up against it every week," but we kind of are. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and review last week's games. Get into it. Now we did a little something different than we usually do. Is we usually go from the highest percentage game down to the lowest, but I felt like this week was important to go in chronological order. And when you see and we get to our sixth game, you'll see why. So let me
Building a little drama, a little intrigue into
Yeah.
this. Look at you.
Yeah. So let me transition to our super cool slide. Sorry, Spotify fans. And here we go. So, Expert Suck Week 11 picks. We will advance the slide, and there we go. The first pick or the first game of the week was.
Are you doing it or am I doing it?
I took a drink. Sorry.
It just went.
It's you.
It just went silent all of a sudden. I guess
That,
with a 2 second
was,
pause, I just should start talking.
that was your cue when I grabbed my drink.
All right. So 65% of the experts were on Ole Miss playing Florida, and Florida was a 14.5-point underdog. And the final score, 34-24, Ole Miss. So Ole Miss won, but we covered. It's kind of a common theme this week. We didn't have a lot of close ones that could have gone either way. So I don't want to say got lucky, but they were a little bit closer than what we would like. But just a lot of back and forth in this game, but Florida did just enough to keep it within that 14.5. So
yeah, they had the lead going into the fourth quarter, and then they let Ole Miss score twice in the fourth, didn't score at all. And, with the two fourth quarter TDs by Ole Miss, they gave them the lead. So, but with 14.5, we were feeling pretty good when Florida was winning.
When they were going to the fourth quarter, definitely felt good. But with college, especially with college, weird stuff, and you hear me say it all the time. Weird stuff happens with college. So I could have seen a weird pick six, or sometimes teams score when you're like, why are you scoring with 32 seconds to go and you're up by 2 scores already? Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But thankfully we didn't have that today.
Or not going for 2.
Yeah. Or not going for 2, or any of the other countless weird stuff that happens. But we got the first win, and always good to get that first W of the week.
Yeah. So that was good. Okay. So the next one, 75% of the experts were on Tennessee at home hosting New Mexico State, and New Mexico State was getting 39.5 points. The final score of this game was 42-9 Tennessee. So, yeah, we needed all of those 39.5 points for sure. And it was a little touch and go there at the end because we saw a path to where we're like, oh no.
Oh, yeah.
If Tennessee scores here at the end, then they're going to be up by 4 or something, or over the spread by 4.
Over the spread, yeah. So and again, it's when a team is scoring 42 points on a team that isn't great, and we knew they were going to get killed. We were just, as we've always said, on a big spread like this, just score, just score a touchdown, and thankfully they did that late to give us a little breathing room, because I think it was 42-3 right there at the 39 mark. And yeah, they scored a touchdown then, and it's like, okay, feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, and we were worried about where they missed the extra point. So
yeah,
we're like, uh-oh, what if Tennessee scores?
If they score now, they're going to win by 40 instead of 39. And I can't
That's
remember
what we were worried about.
If they just missed the kick. I think that's what it was. I think we were talking on the phone at that.
He just missed. Yeah.
I'm like, you just missed. It wasn't even like you went for 2. You just missed a 20-yard field goal. So anyway, that one had us shaken a little bit, but again, Thankfully, Tennessee just ratcheted down and didn't try and score.
Yeah.
All right. So game number 3, 67% of the experts were on LSU playing at home versus Arkansas. Arkansas was a 5.5-point underdog. Ooh, another close one. Final score 23-22 LSU. Um, what?
These games were like crazy, the ones that we were picking.
Yes. Yes. Again, just this back and forth. Um, uh, we just seem to pick these back and forth ones this weekend. But what was this? Back and forth. LSU took the lead with 8 minutes to go, which was fine. It was great for us. But again, with 8 minutes to go, and now they have the lead. They're one score away from covering.
Yeah.
And 8 minutes again, it could easily happen where Arkansas goes for it, on 4th and 1 at the 20, and then LSU just walks into the end zone with 5 minutes to go. Thankfully, none of that happened, but we were looking at the path for that to happen. Again, lucky for us, it did not.
Yeah, both teams just played defense at the end and kept the other team from even kicking a field goal or anything like that. So, yeah, I mean, that was fine that LSU won by 1.
Right. So. And so, starting out the weekend, 3 and then we have 3 games all going right about the same time in the late afternoon or early evening.
Yeah, we got to, because you and I both play poker together on some Saturdays, and we got there and we're like, oh man, there was at least 2 games going or 3 games going, but this one was just, I think, finishing up.
Yes.
Because we were a little nervous near the end of this one as well. But 65% of the experts were on Arizona State at home against West Virginia. The Mountaineers were getting 11.5 points. The final score was 25-23 Arizona State.
Yep.
So, much like the other games, they just kind of were exchanging point. Well, let me back up. West Virginia got behind.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, I thought we were
by 12 points.
We're good. We're done. This one we're over.
Yeah, 22-10 at half, Arizona State leading. I was just like, oh no, we have a long way to go to they got to score 2 touchdowns
right
to get above that. So then they do, right? They have 2 fourth quarter TDs. They take a lead 23-22, and then they lose by a field goal because Arizona State kicks a field goal with like 2:45 left, and West Virginia can't score. So,
right.
But it was okay then that Arizona State kicks the field goal because we knew we were within the points.
Yeah, that one felt the easiest one out of the bunch so far. It's like once West Virginia, took the lead in fourth quarter, like I think we're good. I think we're safe.
Yeah. This one, I'll let you do this. This one was nuts. We were at poker on this one. This is crazy.
This kept going back and forth. So 72% of the experts were on UNLV at home versus Utah State. Utah State was a 6-point underdog. Final, again, back and forth, but 29-26 UNLV. So Utah State goes up with 47 seconds. They scored and they went up by 3 with 43 seconds left or whatever it was. And of course, when you've got a spread that's 6 points, what's the last thing you want at the end of the game, Mike? What's the last thing
you want? You don't want to go to overtime.
You don't want overtime. And what happens in college?
Yeah,
they go overtime. With 47 seconds, that's like 3.5 hours. So easy for college teams to go down and get into field goal range.
Yeah, with timeouts and stopping on first downs, and 47 seconds is like an eternity to get 3 points to get into field goal range.
Yes. So, and then again they tie it, but then Utah State. I can't remember the timing, but it was like very few seconds left. They had one pass and got into field goal range or whatever, and the guy just missed it.
Yeah, and
Like,
it wasn't like it was like a 65-yard field goal. It was
no, like a
like
30 long 30
yeah,
or 40-yard field goal or something. Like it was
a
not.
very makeable field goal.
Yeah,
That was his first miss.
foreshadowing.
Yeah. So, yeah, so then he misses in regulation, which is fine. We want well, not necessarily fine. We wanted it to end just right there,
Right.
but it's still tied. And so they get into the first overtime, and the defenses play well, and then both kickers miss the field goal. First it was,
I think,
UNLV's kicker missed, and then Utah State guy couldn't win it, and he misses.
and he misses again.
And
Yeah.
then they go to the second overtime. Utah State has the ball first. He makes his finally. Jeez, dude. And they go up by 3, and then we're like, okay,
So now we're good. At this
now we're
point,
good.
now we're good because it doesn't matter if they score a touchdown. We're going to cover the 6 points.
Yeah, and even if UNLV kicks a field goal and it ties it again, then they have to start going for 2-point conversions.
2-pointers. So at that point, we're good. But holy cow.
Yeah.
Three
So sigh of
missed
relief.
field goals. Holy cow.
Yeah. Utah State kicker.
Yeah.
I thought Notre Dame kickers were bad, but Utah State kicker, good grief, dude.
So yeah, we have now 5-0, and the other game had already started.
I shouldn't advance the slide.
That's all right. That's all right. We would have already been high fiving if we went 6-0. So I think everyone kind of knew, and
Yeah.
we've already mentioned 5-1.
Yeah.
So this was as close as we have been. And sorry, you can. This is yours, so you go ahead and set it up.
No, it's fine. Yeah. The final score was further apart than how close the game actually was. So
Yes.
71% of the experts are on Missouri hosting Mississippi State. The Bulldogs were getting 7 points. The final score of the game was 49-27 Missouri. So everybody out there going, Mike, you're crazy.
Yeah,
That's
something close.
that's a 22-point right?
Yep.
And you were only getting 7. Well, yes and no. I mean, because the game was close at one point. It was close enough that when Mississippi State had possessions, if they just score a touchdown, they're keeping the game close enough to where they can stay in it, right?
And they were. So at halftime, they were down by 11. I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Like right into the third quarter, Mississippi State scored, and they're up by 4 or down by 4. And I'm like, holy crap, we're 6-0. Like we're right here. We're right here.
Yeah.
And as you said, we were at poker, and the next thing I know, I turn around, and they're down by 18. It just happened within seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't help when the Mississippi State quarterback throws, and I believe both of them were in the second half, but 2 pick sixes. So if you think about that, I mean, that's a huge swing,
Well,
right?
obviously, if you do the math, if you take those 2 off, we still lose, but it's by 8. But again, the game flow, everything changes. Play calls change. Everything changes when the games are closer. So, we're not sitting here saying we
didn't get screwed or anything. I mean,
no, but it was just like we've never been this close on the 6th game.
Right.
To being 6-0.
And Mississippi State may have wanted to maybe tackle the Missouri running back Hardy, who ran for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like, come on, what are we doing? They're going to give him the ball.
Yeah.
Right. Just have one person go tackle him, even if he doesn't get the ball.
Right.
Just go tackle him every play. Have the linebacker. It doesn't matter if the guy gets the ball or not. Just, your one linebacker is going to go tackle him. Like, come on. Take him out of the game. Like, defensively, what are you doing? So yeah, that and 2 pick sixes was our downfall.
But it was fun for about 10 minutes to fantasize that we knew we were going to be 5-0. We were thinking possibly 6-0 until those 2 pick sixes within a couple of minutes, and then
right,
our hearts were ripped out. But as we always say, 6-0 is our goal. If we can go 3-3, that's really what our goal is every week, and to be 5-1 again for the 4th time this year, that it's just amazing. Now we're I know you're going to throw the stats up there on another slide, but
Here
I
it comes.
believe 20 games above 500 right now. Like this is crazy.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, let's do this.
So
Slide
yeah,
one.
why don't we talk about some of our season 2 stats? And I've already teed it up. So yeah, we are for the season 43-23 with a 65% win rate. Again, it's just crazy to me. And we don't go into too much detail in the pool that we're in, but it's a decent sized pool. We're in the top 1% right now, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
we at one point on Saturday night, I showed you the screenshot. We were ranked number one, and we still have all the NFL games to go and a few of the Saturday night games to go, but it's still really cool to see the experts suck at the top of that list.
Right.
For
To have that name up that high, like with what we are doing, I honestly at 65%, and I've tried to put this out on Discord and social media and things like that, and even in our titles of our episodes, like people need to be paying attention to what's going on with this little experiment that we're doing, because we'll do another stat here. The next stat is the entire slate of games that you and I get to pick from, our 6 games. But if
Yep.
you went just blindly did the expert suck side, where you would land. But for me and you to be doing this just with no advanced analytics, no algorithms, no, you know, none of that, just our own eyeballs, a little bit of research, and we're rolling 43-23 after 11 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm listening to some podcasts, and some of these guys are like, "Oh yeah, we're still at 52%." I'm like, "Oh, huh. You're
Hmm.
part of the experts."
Well, one of our super fans who you were very close to, um, she said a few times Saturday night, I'm going to start listening to you guys now. Not that she wasn't before, but she's like, I'm going to start following your picks instead of trying to make my own.
Yeah. Well, the same fan, is in the contest, and I let her know when I see her picks. I'm like, "Oh, you're there's a couple there that are opposite the expert second." And I tell her, not that I'm telling you to change them. You do what you want to do. And I don't want you to change them necessarily, because lo and behold, she changes it, and she goes like 5-1 with that one change.
Yes.
But she does. She changes them based on what we do.
Right.
So yeah. And we are by no means experts. We are the opposite of experts still, even though we're doing this well.
Yes. So
The next stat that we were talking about.
yeah, yeah, and go for it.
Yeah. So what I was just saying, the season total of all the qualifying games, if you just took the expert suck side blindly, you would be now at winning 147, 125, and 2 for a 54% win rate. And that's just boom, just the 22 games, take the expert suck side, and away you go. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
at that rate, you would still be making
You're making
uh,
money.
a little bit of money. And
And
depending on the odds on each one of those games, you may be up several units by
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Degenerates talk in units. They don't talk in like dollars.
Well, we are also keeping track because we love to keep track of the highest percentage game on our docket each week that we choose of the 6, and what is our record on those highest percentage games. Uh, I keep saying it every week. Like we started really bad. I think we were 0-3,
Yeah.
1-3, 1-4, and now we're up to 7-5. So we must be on like a 5 or 6 game win streak right now with that highest percentage game.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's important to us, because that means that, because we've been accused of like cherry picking and stuff like that, which whatever. But we still try to hit the highest percentage game, and there are some high ones.
And
Last week was the 75% Tennessee one, and we got one coming this week too.
yeah, this one's going to be a record one. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Let's get to the most important stat on there.
Oh
Not
man,
the head-to-head.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the most important one.
Well, because I'm ahead, it's the most important one. Uh,
We
but
have a bet. We
we
have a bet in our
yeah,
personal picks, but we suck. We suck in our personal picks. I'm sorry. You're two games below 500. I'm 5 games below 500, but we're not good.
it's been a struggle, but we've kind of evened out here the last month or so. Like it hasn't been these awful 1 in 5 weeks.
Yeah,
We've had a lot of 3-3, 4-2.
4-2. Yeah, last week we were both 4-2.
Yeah, so I'm totally good with that. And I did the old, like pick the Kansas City Chiefs to cover over the Broncos to do the hex. Like it's good for me if I cover because then I get another game on Mike, but I'm kind of jinxing myself and I was totally okay with it.
Yeah, the reverse juju on that one.
Reverse juju and it worked again. So
Yeah, nice.
you're welcome.
I'm happy for you that it did. I'm happy for the Broncos that it did. Yeah. So
Yeah.
awesome.
All right. Well,
Okay, so those are the super cool stats, which leads us into this week's picks, week 12. Let me pull that slide up again. Spotify listeners, I apologize, but come over to the good side um, of the YouTube.
well,
Okay.
we've been avoiding or not feeling great
Oh,
in
okay.
Thursday
Yeah,
games, right?
yeah.
So we have one tonight, and as I said, this is the highest percentage game. This might be one of the highest percentage games that we have. Like the experts are loving Arkansas State at home versus Louisiana, and Louisiana is a 2.5 point underdog tonight. So why do you say are you picking this game where Arkansas State is such not even a heavy favorite, but just from the experts, a heavy favorite? I don't know. Like I told Mike in text, like this is almost a middle finger, and maybe I'm getting cocky at this point. So I apologize, Mike, if I'm exuding that. Like we're just putting the middle finger to the experts, saying 88% of you, guess what? Louisiana's going to cover tonight. So there's a little bit of that. But Louisiana, again, both of these teams aren't great. They're both
No,
like
they're not. No.
500, 4-6. Like they're mediocre at best.
Yeah.
But Louisiana's on a 2-game win streak. They are playing way better than they were at the beginning of the season. I pulled this.
Their quarterback is starting to play a lot better. I mean,
Yes.
he's a good player. And they're both, I think, if I remember telling you the stats on this, I think both teams' defenses are not good. So anything can happen when, your two teams are going against bad defenses. I mean, you get big chunk plays, you get big, scoring plays, some, exciting, just instant field changes and things like that.
Well,
So
and there's another couple little things that I saw that Arkansas State is -6 with giveaway takeaway, and to add on to that, it's raining there most of the day, so that ball's going to be a little slippery. So I don't know. Arkansas State gives it away a couple of times, and Louisiana could win outright.
yeah, and at plus 2.5, there's definitely a path for Louisiana to win the game. So Thursday night, let's go for it. I don't know if we've done that yet this season, but and then here we go. We follow up the Thursday game with the Friday game, and another big number. 78% of the experts are on UNLV at home in Vegas, hosting Hawaii, the Rainbow Warriors, and Hawaii is getting 2.5 points, just like Louisiana. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to Hawaii, but recently and last week, they hung it on a very good San Diego State defense. Hawaii's offense is prolific.
It is.
Yeah.
And they're a passing team. Like just looking at the stats of the QB, like he's one of the most efficient QBs in the nation. And UNLV has one of the weakest pass defenses in the country. So it's like something's got to give. And Hawaii, as you said, they have been prolific. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
Feeling
these first two games have a path where the underdogs could win outright. So anybody, imagining a money line parlay, start right here with these two, maybe.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, another, again, the experts are really feeling some of these games this week. So another 78% on Fresno State at home again, playing Utah State. We had Utah State last week, and they were good for us, but another low spread. So Utah State is a 3-point underdog in this one. Uh, I I don't know. Like, this is another one of these coin toss games to me. I don't love that our first three are on the road. That's always scarier in these games. But Utah State is a much better team than they have been in the past, and I don't know. They've been keeping these games close.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I think Utah State is one win away from their sixth win. And getting into a bowl eligibility, right? And next week they play Boise State. So I don't think they want to leave it up to that game with Boise State to pin their bowl hopes on that. So I think that gives them more sense of urgency to get it done against Fresno State.
Yes, and again, it doesn't feel great, being on the road with a small spread like that. But again, we didn't have a lot of great ones to choose from. So
No, and yeah, we'll you'll see by the time we get to our sixth game, it'd be like, you guys, holy good luck. Exactly. Okay, so the next one, 65% of the experts are on Virginia Tech hosting the Hurricanes, Miami, and Miami is giving 17 and a half points. Yeah, that's a big number, but you and I kind of talked this through. Virginia Tech, they may get a little bit of a bump with the hiring of James Franklin. I
yeah,
mean, he doesn't start coaching this week, so it's still the same team that's really not very good defensively. And Miami, they are going to be pissed. They're so upset. Their fan base is upset. Their team's upset. Everybody's upset that they're ranked below a team that they beat, Notre Dame.
right, yeah, yeah. Explain that one.
I'm a Notre Dame fan, and I don't know what the committee does. I don't know why Notre Dame's ahead of Alabama or Miami, but except for brand name, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's when the game was versus what happened after, and it's all goofy. But this is the only game on our docket, and I think last week they were all underdogs as well. This is the only game that we had to choose from that was a favorite. Everyone else was an underdog. So in a way, it's like I at least want to root for a favorite to score some points, but as you and I talked about, Miami needs some style points here, and they're pissed. So in order to get into the playoffs, like they need to go out and rout Virginia Tech. So we are hoping that this is a 3 touchdown plus victory for Miami.
Yeah, I mean, they're going on the road and everything, and yeah, I mean, enter Sandman and whatever, but that only goes for the start of the game. So let's go Hurricanes. Put it on them. Put it on the Hokies, and prove that you belong.
Yes. All right. Next game. 65% is on Tulane. Hey, we get a home team. They're going to Temple, but Temple is an 8.5-point underdog. One of the reasons I chose this one anyway was because Temple's at home.
Yes.
Obviously Tulane is a really, really good offensive team. And Temple the last 2 weeks has averaged under 15 points a game, which, again, scary combo when Temple's not scoring and Tulane can score. But Temple is back at home, and they've had an average of 27 per game prior to the previous 2 weeks. So we know how to score.
Yeah. It's just a matter of keeping Tulane out of the end zone enough
and,
times.
and Tulane, this is the bettor's greatest joy when you're trying to pick an underdog, and that is Tulane has 110th ranked defense. So Temple at home, hoping that they expose Tulane's defense even more to keep it close. Still think Tulane's going to win, but just keep it within that touchdown.
Yeah, let's go Owls. Yeah, who day. Okay, then our one NFL game this week. We didn't have any last week, but we again, like Brad said, we were struggling to find 6 games out of our 22 this week. So, and I don't know how I got this number kind of at the bottom here. Maybe I just went college down to NFL, Brad. But 68% of the experts are on New England, the Patriots, at Cincinnati. So the Bengals are getting 6.5 points. Home underdog in the NFL. Bengals, they can score when they protect the quarterback. They have the weapons. If they can keep New England out of the end zone, maybe just keep trading field goals, just lose by 4.
Well,
24-20 New England.
I like that. I did some quick calculations before because I was looking at Cincy's scores. They average on the road 12 points a game. At home, they're just under 34 points a game.
Oh, jeez. Whoa. That is a very good stat, Brad.
It's like they know how to score at home. So, and even though Jamar Chase likes to spit on people and get suspended for a game, it doesn't help them, but they still can score at home. And that's kind of tipped me over the top. I'm like, okay, that's a huge discrepancy. On the road, they can't do crap, but at home, 34 points a game. Sign me up, especially in the NFL where, again, really weird things happen from week to week when it comes to some of these spreads with, 6.5 and Cincy at home, I believe can keep it even within that 4, like keep it to a field goal, let New England win, on the last second field goal.
Well, a lot of the talking heads on social media who I have called or said they say foolish things, but they kind of are treating New England and the Broncos the same, like really looking at their schedule and saying, well, who did they beat? Who have they beat? Have they beat a team with a winning record? Have they beat? Yeah. I mean, but both of these quarterbacks, Bo Nix and Drake May, are really good young quarterbacks. And I'm not necessarily, I'm defending Bo Nix more than I'm defending Drake May, but you can only play and beat the teams that they put on your schedule. And it's not your fault that some of those teams are not good. Right. So, I mean, but then again, has New England been tested, and have they been tested on the road? So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. And I know it's cliche, but any given Sunday,
they made a movie out of it.
They did. And it's not like New England is New England from the 90s and 2000s. They aren't. So, and still a young quarterback. Cincy's defense is horrible, but again, you
get a crazy turnover. Yeah.
We didn't have a lot to go on this week, so give us a little grace. Typically, we would not be like, we feel good about Cincy. They are not a great team, but
we'll be either super happy tonight or down in the dumps and just hoping for the winning the next 5 either way, we're going to be hoping for winning the next 5 if we lose or win tonight. So It all starts in about 50 minutes.
Okay. Well,
so you want me to run it down?
Go for it.
Okay. So to recap our picks for this week, 88% of the experts are on Arkansas State, the Red Wolves, hosting the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. The Raging Cajuns getting 2.5 tonight. 78% of the experts are on UNLV, the Running Rebels, hosting Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. The Warriors getting 2.5. That's tomorrow night. 78% of the experts are on the Fresno State Bulldogs against the Utah State Aggies. Utah State getting 3. 65% were on the Virginia Tech Hokies hosting the Miami, Florida Hurricanes. Miami giving 17.5. And then 65% of the experts were on the Tulane Green Wave at the Temple Owls. Temple getting 8.5. And then 68% of the experts are on the New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals getting 6.5. Let's keep this going. That's all I can say.
As I was thinking about it, the resident pessimist.
Do we have 3 games in there?
I don't know. I don't know if we do this. At some point, I was talking to some other folks, and I'm like, with just with the way gambling goes and picking games, like you're gonna have some dud weeks. And we've been on a roll the last 4 or 5 weeks. This feels. I'm going to be the pessimist. This feels like one of these 1-5, 2-4 weeks. Like this does not feel. This does not feel great at all. I was saying earlier, I almost side with the experts on a lot of these picks.
Yeah. So I see 3.
Okay. Well, you don't have to tell me which 3.
I'll tell you later in a text, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm the one who positioned the one tonight, but I'm still like, I don't feel good about this one at all.
I just like saying Raging Cajuns more than I like saying Red Wolves. So that has to be something, an advantage to Louisiana.
And for those that are listening and saying, "Hey, I want to bet like these guys," and we always say we do this for fun. Please do not take your hard-earned money and bet on the same that you're picking. We are going against the experts, so do it at your own risk. But please don't take a paycheck and put it on these.
Absolutely not. I put maybe Starbucks money on it. I don't know if even that. Starbucks is getting a little expensive, so that's a pretty big bet. I may put I don't know. I don't even know what's $2 anymore. Can you buy anything for $2.50 anymore? You can place a bet, but I don't know if you can buy anything for $2.50. Yeah. So, well, good, Brad. Yeah. I mean, once we get to 3, like we always do, we'll shoot a text off to each other and do the text high five, and we'll just hope for the other 3. So that's all we can do. We do our, we're both poker players. We get our money in with the best odds, and sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
Yep. So let's hope our streak continues. But this is one of these I'm very skeptical about this week. So anyway, enough of that. Good luck to us. Good luck to everyone.
Everybody in the contest, all our friends and family. If you're on YouTube and you're watching us, hit that subscribe button, and then there's a thumbs up button. Hit that. If you're on Spotify and you're listening to us, hit the follow button. Give us a 5-star rating if you really like us. That means a lot in the Spotify world. And then there's a share. Looks like a little arrow. There's a share button. Hit that and send it to somebody you love, or somebody that loves football and sports. So that's all we can ask, and we'll just keep on doing this and see if we can grow our fan base.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks, Brad. This was fun. I always enjoy it every Thursday,
every week.
And we're rooting early this week and all through the weekend. So it'll be good.
Our text will be flying here in the next hour.
Yeah, shortly. Yeah, very much so. Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks everyone. We will catch you next week.